Seems like I just made a video about a Sony camera. Well, that's because I did. I made this A6400 versus the new RX100 Mark 7 video comparing the two, and if you need to get one of those, it's right up there in the description. Make sure you watch that. I do have the RX100 Mark 7 coming in the next few days, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that comment. But anyways, what the fuss? We got a whole lot to talk about. The Sony A6100 and the A6600 got debuted today. And before I get into all of that, y'all know I'm not gonna go like all in depth into the specs. I'm here to talk value with you. I wanna address something with Sony. Now Sony, we got a long-term relationship, a long-standing relationship, right? I've been a Sony user ever since the A55 days. I had all the cameras leading up to the A7 III. Not all of them, but you get what I'm saying. I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are one of my favorite camera manufacturers. Now, I do like other cameras too, but Sony is absolutely my favorite. So even though I love Sony and I love what y'all are doing, you know, y'all innovating, y'all bringing all these new features and even letting it trickle down into your little cheaper cameras, I like that. I really like that. But let me tell you what I don't like, okay? Now, I'm a big fanboy of Sony, but I'm not gonna hold no punches, man. I'm not gonna hold no punches. I don't like how you are intentionally leaving two things out. You know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking on behalf of all Sony power users. And I understand why you're doing it. You know, I'm a businessman too, so I understand it. But that don't mean I like it as a consumer. And that's 4K 60 and 10-bit internal. Why won't you give us that? Oh, I know why you won't give us that, because you're holding out for the A7S III. See, if you give us 10-bit internal and if you give us 4K 60, then us regular folk who aren't like full-fledged cinematographers who need red cameras and stuff like that, we don't have a reason to upgrade to the A7S III when it comes out. So I get it, but I don't like it. And I know what you're gonna do when the A7S III comes out. Then the next generation of A7 cameras and the new A9 and the new A6000 cameras, then they'll get it. But that'll be next year, and I want it now. But anyways, yeah, A6100 got announced today. A6600 got announced today. The A6100 is the successor to the almighty A6000, which a ton of people are still using, man. That camera is still pumping out some great stuff. And the A6600 is a successor to the A6500. So the two new cameras are kind of like the RX100 Mark 7, where I said it's kind of like a baby A9 with a 1-inch sensor. Well, these are like baby A9s with crop sensors. So let's get into it. Now let me throw the A6100 specs up on the screen for you. Now, if you want more in-depth specs than that, you're gonna have to do your own research, man. But what do we have? Basically, price point, $749. Flippy screen, you got 4K 30, 1080p 120, no pixel binning, no crop. You got the autofocus system basically out the A9 and RX100 Mark 7. You got eye autofocus and photo mode. You got all of this fantastic stuff, and I really think that the A6100, I'm getting hot, I'm starting to sweat, so I'm getting excited. It's gonna outsell everything, because at $749, I honestly think that that is the best entry you can get into 4K under $800, right? And it creates an interesting value proposition, because here's my fantastic A6300 despite its shortcomings. And here is the Sony A6100 that literally has all of this stuff minus picture profiles, and it has a lower resolution viewfinder. But short of those things, it's got all of the autofocus upgrades. I'm talking about 425, my number might be wrong, I might have forgot to carry the one somewhere. Contrast detection points, 425 phase detection points, 84% sensor coverage, blazing new autofocus system, blazing new processor, and all of that for 749 bucks. This baby might have to bite the dust. So I really feel like the Sony A6100 will sell more than anything because it is brilliantly priced. And there's a bunch of cheap lenses out there. The camera itself is 750 bucks with a touchscreen, albeit not the best touchscreen, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's got all of that stuff for 750 bucks. So I'm honestly impressed with the 6100, and I think it is a worthy successor to the almighty A6000. And I'm getting hot again because I'm getting more excited because A6600 has now replaced the A6500. In the same way I did with the A6100, let me put some specs on the screen for you. Now again, if you want all of the full specs, yes, then you need to go to Google. It is your friend. You can search all you want to your heart's content to get all the features. Now, here's the thing. All of you people that just bought the A6400, I'm sure y'all are salty. That camera just came out not too long ago, and the A66 is basically the A64 plus in-body stabilization, a microphone input, and the thing that we've all been waiting for. See, let me just explain this to you real quick. This battery right here, and this is not even OEM, okay? Do you see the size of this thing? This is like a piece of gum, like a little chiclet piece of gum. These things suck. And when I say they suck, they suck. So one of the main gripes with all the 6000 series cameras is the battery. And guess what battery they done went ahead and put in the 6600? The Z series battery, baby. The one from the Sony A73, A7R, 3XYZ, which now means the A6600 has the best battery life ever given in a mirrorless camera and a deeper grip on top of that. That's one of our other things that we didn't like. Is I know the A6500 is a little bit bigger than the 6300, but the grip still wasn't that good. So now we get a deeper grip. But we got a Z battery in the A6600. That really makes this camera now a really good alternative to A7 III. Now, of course, we got all the IAF, the real-time AF, but you do get IAF in video mode on the A6600. That's what you don't get on the A6100. So essentially, let's just cut to the meat and potatoes, right? The 6600 is $1,400. It replaces the 6500 when it launched, was also $1,400. And what are you getting? You're getting basically everything from the 6400 plus now autofocus in video mode with the Z series battery, with the microphone input, and with in-body stabilization. Now, the thing about the in-body stabilization on the A6500 was, let's just be frank, it sucked. It really sucked. It was basically, I won't say it was useless, but it wasn't that good. It's not like the A7 III, because I guess it's got something to do with the size constraints and the ability to put a bigger, stabilization mechanism in there. But anyways, it sucked, right? You're basically paying an extra $500 for stabilization, a bigger battery, and a microphone input, and a few little other sprinkles in there over the A6400. I really don't think it's worth the extra $500. Now, it's just me. Again, that's my opinion. You may feel differently. However, if I were in that market and I had $1,000 to spend or $1,400 to spend, I would probably get the 6400 and then cop me a gimbal and a decent little lens to put on it versus getting the A6400. But again, that's just me. That's my personal preference. I don't think it's a bad camera. However, I think with the A6400, like, that camera provides crazy value under $1,000, and I don't think the extra $500 is worth it just for a mic input, a bigger battery, and stabilization. Now, again, that's my opinion. Some people, that may be totally worth the money. I understand, but my opinion, I don't think it is. However, like I said, I really appreciate what Sony is doing for the camera game. Me personally, I will likely be replacing my A6300 with an A6100, but for my A camera and the A7 III, it ain't going nowhere, likely until Sony comes out with the next one. And if it don't got what I want, I'm sticking with the A7 III or I'm switching manufacturers. I'm just gonna be honest. Let me know what you think about the 2 new camera announcements, the lens announcements today. I know I didn't cover those, but what you about to do? Are you copping? You sitting still? Let Terry Warfield know. Like I said, make sure you watch the RX100 Mark 7 versus the A6400. Link is right up there in the description. That's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace of chicken grease, Terry Warfield. Peace!